Hey everybody, I'm just going to answer a quick viewer question about protecting tracks from preset changes. Now this has happened to me a number of times over the years where something gets changed or lost and I come into a project and it's not the same preset that I thought it was going to be. Also, it happens on a day-to-day basis. Every once in a while when I'm just working on something and I'm on one track and I change the preset, but the wrong track is selected and I change it all. It actually can be kind of a problem. I was just doing this a minute ago and I changed this full brass to tuba and I changed it back to full brass by hitting undo, and it wasn't the same after that. I had to actually recreate the whole thing. Now the problem isn't so much when you're using just straight presets. The problem is when you're customizing that and it's no longer the same. Say you're adding effects. Say I want to add a compressor here and something else. Well, when you actually change things, these in the presets go with them. And so if you go back to that, anything you've added in addition to the original preset is going to be different then. It'll be removed. So two things that I recommend. One of them is creating new channel strip settings. If you have a patch that you have in a project and you really like it, well, save it. That way you can always get back to that. So I come in, I give it the name of the song, the name of the patch, and then a date and timestamp so I know when it was created. Because I'm updating those too. And eventually, at some point when I'm done, if I'm not feeling extra lazy, I'll go through and just delete all the old ones and just keep the final one. But I tend to use some of the same instruments on a lot of my productions, and so I'm reusing those presets quite a bit. The other thing would be to use the patch merging options. And this is found down here in the little gear. You can't see it went below the screen, but there's an option there for enable patch merging. And right here, these are the four things: MIDI effects, audio effects, instruments, and sends. If I turn all of those off and I switch patches, let's play this for a second so you can hear it. Even when I switch it to tuba, it'll change name, icon, but it's still going to be the same instrument as before. That's because I didn't allow it to change any of the important stuff. This is what I typically do when I go into a project. I'll make sure that this is open all the time because I'm using this all the time, especially when I'm writing, composing, or just editing MIDI and stuff and changing things around. I'll make sure that this is open so I can really control what does get changed. And if you don't want anything to get changed, then just turn all those off, and even if you accidentally click on something, it won't mess up your patches. David originally asked about or noted that Track Protect and SMPTE Lock don't do this, and that's true. The Track Protect just locks the stuff over here, not the stuff left of the actual tracks. SMPTE Lock just locks all your different events and things to SMPTE. Freeze does work because it means you can't change stuff, but it's a pain in the butt. You have to actually render it out every time, and that does take time. So the patch merging or creating your channel strips that you can get back to if you change something, those are the two things that I think are the most important. Okay, here I am playing out, and we'll move on.
From the ground, the sun is always spinning round and round. From the ground.
Hope you're having a great weekend, and I will talk to you in a couple days.